The old wives' tale whispers in dusty attics and quiet basements, they don't make M like they used to. And in the realm of high-fidelity audio, sometimes, that whisper is a roar of inconvenient truth. Today, we're going to walk you through a golden age, a moment in time when engineers were given the keys to the kingdom, when profit margins were plump enough to allow for pure, unadulterated passion in design. We're talking about a fleeting era when the drive for audio perfection collided with manufacturing might, creating receivers so overbuilt, so robust, so fundamentally right, that they still, after half a century, often outperform their modern, digital counterparts. But the question isn't just how they did it, it's why they stopped. There's a common misconception that more power always means better sound. And while brute force certainly has its place, the true magic of these vintage behemoths often lies in their quality of power, their sheer, unwavering stability, and the painstaking attention to detail in every stage of their signal path. These weren't just amplifiers, they were declarations of intent, monuments to an idea that music deserved the very best, without compromise. And to understand what that looked like, we need to start with a receiver that, in 1978, redefined what a truly powerful home audio system could be. Our first stop is a beast from the land of the rising sun, a true heavyweight that, even today, makes many modern amplifiers feel like featherweights. The Kenwood KR-9600. Picture this, late 70s, a darkened den, the warm glow of the tuning dial, and a soundstage so vast, so encompassing, you could almost touch the musicians. The KR-9600, weighing in at nearly 60 pounds, delivered a staggering 160 watts per channel, minimum RMS, into 8 ohms. But it wasn't just the numbers that impressed, it was the way it achieved them. Inside, you found a transformer the size of a dinner plate, a true power plant, feeding massive filter capacitors that could store enough energy to power a small village. This wasn't an amp that would clip or strain, it was designed to deliver clean, effortless power, even into difficult speaker loads, all day long. And it did. For decades, the Kenwood KR-9600 became a silent workhorse in unexpected places. Professional studios, often operating on tight budgets, discovered that these consumer-grade receivers possessed a remarkable fidelity and bulletproof reliability that rivaled far more expensive dedicated studio monitors. It wasn't uncommon to find a KR-9600 nestled in a recording booth, driving reference speakers, delivering consistent, uncolored sound for engineers trying to sculpt the next big hit. Why? Because Kenwood engineers, for this model, simply didn't cut corners. They knew their customers were chasing an experience, not just a spec sheet. They put the money where it mattered most, into the power supply, the output stages, and the robust internal components that ensured longevity and consistent performance. The result was a receiver that could, and often did, run for 40 years without a hitch. But as impressive as this powerhouse was, another legend from a few years earlier was quietly capturing the hearts of a different kind of audiophile, one who valued warmth and nuance above all else. Stepping back to 1972, we encounter a receiver that holds a special place in the hearts of many, a receiver whose name is almost synonymous with the golden age of high fidelity, the Marantz 2270. Now, the 2270 wasn't about brute force. It offered a respectable, but not earth-shattering, 70 watts per channel. What set it apart, what makes it so sought after even today, was its sublime preamplifier section. Marantz, under the visionary guidance of Saul Marantz himself, always placed an emphasis on musicality, on that intangible listenability that makes you want to keep exploring your music collection. The 2270 featured a Class A preamplifier section, a design choice almost unheard of in mass-produced receivers of its time. Class A amplification is known for its incredible linearity and low distortion, producing a rich, warm, and natural sound that many tube enthusiasts claim comes remarkably close to the sonic signature of valves, without the maintenance headaches. Its phono stage, in particular, was legendary, bringing vinyl records to life with a vibrancy and detail that belied its solid-state design. The glow of its iconic blue tuning dial, the tactile thunk of its solid metal switches, the buttery smooth action of its volume knob, these were all hallmarks of a company that understood industrial design as an extension of acoustic design. Every element was carefully considered, every component chosen not for cost-cutting, but for its contribution to the overall sonic tapestry. The 2270 wasn't just a receiver, it was a sensory experience, a piece of art that happened to make music sound incredible. But as the decade wore on, the pursuit of power would reignite, leading to some truly monumental achievements in design. By 1978, the audio world was in a full-blown power war, and one company was not just participating but defining the terms of engagement. Enter the Sansui 9090, a receiver that looks, feels, and sounds like it was carved from a single block of sonic granite. Sansui, a brand known for its commitment to robust engineering, took their philosophy to new heights with the 9090. Delivering 110 watts per channel, its true genius lay in its dual monoblock design. What does that mean for you? Well, imagine two entirely separate amplifiers, each with its own power supply, housed within a single chassis, each dedicated to a single channel of sound. This eliminated any possibility of crosstalk, where the left channel signals could subtly interfere with the right, leading to a wider, more stable, and incredibly precise soundstage. The 9090 was a powerhouse, designed for the most demanding speakers and the most discerning ears. Its internal architecture was a testament to over-engineering, massive transformers, huge filter capacitors, and meticulously laid-out circuit boards. You could feel the quality in its weight, nearly 50 pounds of metal and dedicated circuitry. The front panel, a brushed aluminum masterpiece, was adorned with an array of robust switches and knobs, each operating with a satisfying, reassuring click or glide. The engineers at Sansui weren't just building receivers, they were building tanks, designed to last for decades, to shrug off the abuses of time and continuous operation. And many of them still do, humming along, delivering that distinctive Sansui sound, powerful, dynamic, and effortlessly musical. But the power wars were reaching their fever pitch, leading to the ultimate expression of the super receiver era. 1978 truly was a landmark year for high fidelity, and our next contender from that year stands as the undisputed champion of the power wars. Behold, the Pioneer SX-1980. This wasn't just a receiver, it was a statement. Weighing in at a colossal 79 pounds, it delivered a mind-boggling 270 watts per channel into 8 ohms, making it the most powerful consumer receiver ever built. The SX-1980 was the culmination of an engineering obsession. Pioneer's design brief seemed to be, build the biggest, most powerful, most uncompromising receiver possible, cost be damned. And they did. Inside its enormous chassis, you'd find not one, but two massive toroidal transformers, each the size of a small car tire. These weren't just big, they were designed for maximum efficiency and minimal noise. The filter capacitors were truly colossal, capable of delivering instantaneous bursts of power that could shake the foundations of your house. The output stages, the section of the amplifier that actually delivers power to your speakers, were built with military-grade components, oversized and overspecified to ensure absolute stability and minimal distortion, even at ear-splitting volumes. This wasn't just about raw power, it was about controlled power, delivered with an almost scientific precision. The sound was immense, dynamic, and utterly effortless, capable of driving any speaker to its absolute limit without breaking a sweat. The SX-1980 was an engineering marvel, a testament to what could be achieved when a company allowed its engineers to pursue perfection without the usual budgetary constraints. It was the peak of an era, a gleaming, powerful monument to audio excess. But as impressive as this power was, sometimes, elegance and reliability are their own reward. And that brings us to our final marvel, a receiver from 1975 that didn't just chase power, but instead pursued a different kind of perfection, understated elegance and legendary reliability. The Yamaha CR-2020. Yamaha, known for its musical instruments, brought a unique sensibility to high fidelity. Their focus was always on accuracy, on a clean, neutral sound that reproduced music exactly as it was recorded, without embellishment. The CR-2020, with its 80 watts per channel, wasn't the most powerful on our list, but it embodied a philosophy of precision engineering. Its design was minimalist, almost Bauhausian, with a clean, uncluttered front panel, exquisite craftsmanship, and a dark, sophisticated aesthetic. But beneath that elegant exterior lay a truly robust heart. Yamaha engineers focused on meticulous component matching, precise circuit layout, and an incredibly stable power supply. The CR-2020 became renowned for its legendary reliability, often outlasting its flashier, more complex competitors. Its sound was incredibly transparent, with a wide, deep soundstage and an almost surgical precision in its imaging. For those who prioritized clarity and neutrality, the CR-2020 was, and remains, a revelation. It proved that you didn't need extreme power to achieve sonic excellence, you needed intelligent design, meticulous execution, and an unwavering commitment to sonic purity. So, why did they stop? Why don't we see receivers like these on store shelves today? The answer, like so many shifts in industry, isn't about engineering failure, it's about shifting priorities. In the 1970s, manufacturing margins were robust. The cost of labor was lower, supply chains were simpler, and the appetite for high-quality, long-lasting consumer electronics was insatiable. Companies like Kenwood, Marantz, Sansui, Pioneer, and Yamaha could afford to let their engineers indulge in overdesign, to specify premium components, to pour resources into massive power supplies and robust chassis, because the profit margin supported it. A receiver costing $500 in 1978 was a significant investment, but it was an investment in something built to last a lifetime. But the real problem was already inside the company, or rather, it was in the looming shadow of global competition and the relentless march of technological advancement. As the 1980s dawned, the digital revolution began. CDs emerged, promising perfect sound forever, and with them came a new generation of audio equipment that prioritized features, digital processing, and increasingly, smaller form factors. Simultaneously, global manufacturing became fiercely competitive. Margins began to shrink. Companies were pressured to cut costs, to streamline production, to move away from expensive, oversized components towards more integrated, often less robust, chip-based solutions. The desire for maximum profit, combined with the consumer demand for cheaper, smaller, and feature-rich devices, meant that the era of the overbuilt, uncompromising analog receiver became a luxury that fewer and fewer companies could afford, or justify. The focus shifted from enduring quality to rapid innovation and lower price points, leaving these giants of the 70s as relics of a bygone era, silent witnesses to a time when built to last was not just a slogan, but a fundamental design principle. These 5 receivers, and countless others from that golden age, stand today as powerful reminders of what's possible when engineering passion meets generous margins. They weren't built for planned obsolescence, they were built to sing for decades. They still outperform many modern amplifiers not because technology hasn't advanced, but because the philosophy of their construction prioritizes stability, sheer power delivery, and robust components over cost-cutting and feature bloat. Their continued performance isn't a nostalgic trick, it's a testament to good, honest engineering. And that, in an age of disposable electronics, truly matters. What other lost giants of the high-fidelity world do you think deserve a closer look? Let us know in the comments below, and if you found this journey into the HiFi